What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. Can you trust the male feminist? No. Now, what it looks like is there are a lot of fathers who have guilty consciences or who hope that a guy that comes along and really does right by their daughter. Now, the guilt part, that's on you. To do right by your daughter, I absolutely understand that. Just as a parent alone, I understand that. But here's the thing. Some of these guys are male feminists because the guilt thing gets in the way. Like, you are giving your daughter a bad image of men because you're projecting who you were onto every young boy and young man and young male that your daughter meets. So you become a feminist because you basically lean into that rhetoric. But that rhetoric was actually you, but you don't want to say that. Now, the other thing is, it's hard, they got the other guys who just want people to do right by their daughter. And there's one thing to have a situation where you feel like nobody's good enough for your baby. And there's another thing where you go overboard with that. And the guys that are male feminists, they go overboard with that. Nobody's good enough for your baby. But then when your baby's by herself, then it's the men's fault. And it's like, no, it's actually you. You telling her that she's better than everybody and she deserves the world and she deserves this, that, and the third. And what people are basically saying is nobody's disagreeing that somebody, the right person, can come along and give your child everything that they dreamed of. Where the discrepancy lies is a lot of you guys teach your daughter that if a guy's not giving you the world, he's no good. But you're not teaching that daughter to give that guy anything. That's all of these problems that we're seeing with all of these interviews and interactions with men and women. The utter selfishness, the utter unaccountability. And it was taught by some of you guys, The other thing about, we can't trust the male feminists is because, when women say, fathers aren't in the home, aren't in their kids' lives, these type of guys don't say anything. They just, yeah, that's right. But I was in my, okay. So all you guys who are male feminists, you're in your kid's life, but the rest of the guys aren't. That's interesting. You're not in the house, for the majority of you, but you're involved and other guys aren't, and some of you guys are in the house, but you discount all the guys that are in the house that are not feminists like you. It's like, okay. And furthermore, could it be, it's interesting because if you raise your son, if I was raised my son to be a quote unquote misogynist, I would be wrong. But to raise your daughter to be a feminist, not a big deal. This is why, I'm saying, can a male feminist be trusted? Because you change the gender, then you change the approach. The approach can be negative towards another gender with no recourse if it's female. And that catches up with people. And then ultimately, why you can't trust a male feminist is your own daughters can't trust you. Because if you set them up for failure and they wind up failing in life and relationships because you set them up for failure, you're gonna walk away and and be grown after a certain while because ultimately you're gonna have to you have to cut the cord from your baby girl. but y'all cut the cord so late, it's just ridiculous. They, mid-20s, early, late 30s, and then, okay, baby, you just got to go out there and figure it out. And it's like, well, why didn't you prepare these young women for the reality of life? If you such a if you're her father, your goal is to prepare her for the realities of life, not for her mother and you to sell her a fantasy, and you just leave her high and dry, and ultimately she's gonna have an issue with men after that because she got daddy issues because you sold her, you sold her a false bill of goods. So that's just my thoughts on that. And those are the reasons why, why I don't think you could trust me, a feminist. But we done. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.